some people to get in here.
While we wait, we can always play with our action figures.
Oh yeah, I love playing with action figures. I love action figures.
Get yours and I have mine, and we can just put it on the screen, do like this.
Okay, let me go to the channel. We're gonna make some. I'm gonna send out a couple of invites. Okay.
Tell them we have like free giveaway, then more will show up.
Let me see. Let's share this to Facebook.
That usually helps. That actually helps a lot if you just say like you got free, like basically we got free cookies and milk. People will just show up.
Well, what I was thinking about doing was I was going to do a giveaway this time. I'm not sure. Okay, so that works. All right. I'm just testing out, making sure everything is running right.
Take it on up.
I'm going to make a listing up to Facebook that everyone can know we're live. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. Nope.
Okay, hold on. Fuck, this helmet is hot.
It's up to
No wonder the stormtroopers can't shoot right. I wouldn't be able to do. What the
fuck? Oh.
Well, in the meantime, introduce yourselves.
Okay, who's going to start first?
Yeah, whoever. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I might as well start as well. Welcome. Thank you for having me here. I'm President for Animal, and I make artwork at DeviantArt, as well as some few videos on YouTube. We're going to try to start like YouTube videos about retro games and old-fashioned old school stuff, basically. That's like the future plan. But right now, I'm just making artwork for DeviantArt, or at DeviantArt though. More like voluntary, like hobby art. So yeah, that's the closest I can say about that.
Hey, Tiff said, "What's up, nerds? What's up, Miss Jorgensen? How are you, baby? It's good to see you."
Yeah, Miss Jorgensen.
Okay, I'm just making up some listen. Hey, Bader, tell them a little bit about yourself, brother.
I'm Darth Vader. I play Xbox. I like Star Wars.
Xbox.
I play Xbox. I like
I play
Star
Xbox.
Wars. You know, I like stuff, you know, like the World Cup. That's a great thing right there. Cars, you know, that's a great thing right there. But Star Wars is a really great thing as well, you know. It's just Star Wars, man.
It's just Star Wars, man.
Man, you just got a Star Wars on.
Dr. Boom, what's going on?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
I'm going to try. Oh man! Oh, you're recording this on YouTube. I thought it was Facebook.
YouTube Live, brother. YouTube.
All right.
Okay, welcome to TNT Photon HQ, and I am your host, Uncle Nerd. Today we have our special co-host. Today we have Press M for Animal, good longtime friend, and we also have my new associate and wonderful friend, Darth Vader. Today we're going to be discussing Star Wars and how can we fix it. Because with the current state of Star Wars and with everything being disarrayed, the community, the whole Star Wars community being torn apart or separated, myself, I don't understand, or I don't know how they're going to fix Star Wars. I don't see any feasible way, even if they retcon it, is for it to be, how can I say, acceptable to the fandom or the community. So my friends here, we're very big Star Wars fans, as well as the moderator, Tiffany Jorgensen. She's a very big Star Wars fan as well. We tried to shoot one last week, but there was some technical difficulties that we encountered. So today we're going to let it roll. We want your answers and comments as well on what we can do or what can be done, what Lucasfilm can do to fix Star Wars. Or if you don't feel as though Star Wars needs to be fixed, then give your opinion. So we're going to let Darth Vader, we're going to let you give your opinion as to what you feel about the current state of Star Wars.
Okay. Honestly, like, I don't even know how you can fix it. You can't, in my opinion, you can't really say you can fix something that's a story created by the owners. Because if you say you can fix it, like, how does that work? There's so many different opinions. There's no specific way of creating it. But they own it, so they have the right to make it and just suck it up. It's not horrible.
Right.
Yeah, that's my opinion, pretty much. Just like, I think it's fine because canon is canon. It's better if you don't get control of it, because then you're just gonna be able to predict everything.
Oh. Okay, now Darth, I know you have a difference of opinion as well as myself. We're very opinionated because all of us here, and I understand that everybody has their feelings or thoughts on Star Wars and how they feel it should go or whatever the case may be, but all of us have a certain feeling on how Star Wars or how it should appear. Darth, give me your theory or synopsis, or how do you feel about Star Wars and the current state of it?
I believe like Star Wars is still like popular, but it's been a lot of damage with should I say like new canon, including like the direction it's been going on the target audience they've been actually targeting. Which one are they targeting? Are they targeting the Star Wars fans, like the hardcore fans, or are they trying to target the other type of people? Like I'm not sure what I call them, but you know what I'm saying, right? And I think like the way to actually fix this, or basically send them a message, is basically like, yeah. And I know many people have been doing it. I didn't do that with Solo because I actually think Solo was actually a good movie. Not the best one in the series, but it was actually a decent, good looking, good movie. But I can understand why many people did boycott the movie, and I think that should actually give the Lucasfilm a message, and Disney as well. So, in my opinion, what they should do is that they should actually okay, if you want to keep the both type of fans, like the hardcore Star Wars fans and a little bit of the new fans, is that in my opinion they should make movies about like the original canon, also Legends. So even if it's not going to be canon, they should like make it like a Star Wars story, or like Star Wars a legend story,
right?
Like that. At least you can keep the hardcore Star Wars fans as well as the new ones,
right?
The new canon. Even though I do not consider it canon, even it's canon. Many people say it's canon, and Disney says it's canon, but for me, I do not consider it as a old time Star Wars fan. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But Rogue One was an amazing movie. I give them that. That's mostly what
Tiffany Jorgensen in the comment section, she says they killed all of the they said they killed all of the masters and burned the text. I don't really see how. So I mean, she's definitely agreeing. See, here's the issue, if you don't mind me speaking on how I feel about it. Star Wars is a brand that you don't really have to tamper with, that you pretty much can run like a basic storyline to keep your fans happy. And I know we exchange dialogue or we debate on it sometimes, Darth Vader, but it's no way you can say that Star Wars, and this is just my opinion, there's no way you can say that Star Wars is absolutely fine the way it is, because the numbers don't lie. If you look online, the initial, I mean, like Solo, a Star Wars story, I absolutely loved it. I loved it. But because of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, it hampered the numbers. Because unfortunately, and a lot of people don't want to really take this into account, unfortunately, the majority of the people that follow Star Wars are white males, are Caucasians. And with that being said, this is just me speaking personally. When white people say they're gonna boycott something, they boycott it. And as much as Star Wars, the solo film, the solo movie was absolutely fantastic, in my opinion, they boycotted it. Because the first week it was released, it did okay. After that, it completely tanked. The day after it was released, it completely tanked. And that came from the horrible, irresponsible ways that Lucasfilm, headed by Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson, with his horrible way and rhetoric and the way he responds to his fans. That's the reason why Solo: A Star Wars Story did so bad.
Including, like, I just gotta point it out, like, yeah, even J.J. Abrams also had a point of fails, like, also a little bit part of it as well, in my opinion. But you can also tell, like, the toys as well are not selling as well. Like, in my area, like, in the toy store in my area, like, the Stormtroopers are selling, but the other characters, like Rey, Finn, and, what's her name again? From Last Jedi. Yeah, like, they're not selling at all.
Yeah.
And I will assume that's not my, like, it's not only my store, but I'm going to assume that's everybody's. Mostly is store across the world. The Star Wars toys are not selling like it used to do. The only thing that's maybe getting sold fast are probably like Imperial Troopers or like the dark side characters, basically.
Yeah. Well, see, as I tried to tell people before, I'm going to take this helmet off for a second. Even though I love being in character, but I'm going to take this helmet off for a second.
We're going to see all like bunches of like,
yeah, you're going to do it, right? Like Darth Vader's face and shit like that. Well, see, what I try to tell people is that this is it. When I was growing up, your toys, especially if it was a sci-fi film, they work hand in hand. It goes for cartoon series, it goes for toys, it goes for cartoon series, movies, TV series, so on and so forth. If your toy sales are bad, your movie, TV series, or whatever the case may be, or cartoon was shit. If your toy sales are good, your movie, TV, or cartoon series is banging. All right. What happened with this right here? It is direct show. It is showing you directly that Star Wars is doing very bad. There has never been a time when I have been growing up as a kid that a Star Wars movie was released and other films did better than that. In fact, when I remember during the time when the prequels were being released, there was a time when I think it was 2 movies that the directors put on hold because it was a Star Wars prequel being released, and they knew that they pretty much wouldn't get any sales. It's no way in hell Deadpool should have done better than Solo: A Star Wars Story. And that is directly because the Star Wars series, the Star Wars franchise is completely in the shitter as we speak. It's done. I feel as though there's no repairing it. And if I just don't see any feasible way. And, you know, Bader, you're willing to interject on this, but I don't see any way how they can fix this. I really don't. And I understand how you feel, Bader, because, like, you know, you're pretty much the youngest one out of all of us, which is the reason why I wanted to bring a younger perspective on, you know, younger fan within the series onto this so that they can pretty much like their opinion as to why they feel as though Star Wars doesn't need to be fixed or it's okay as it is. But I mean, like, me looking at it, it's done. I don't see how they can fix this because they're actually, if you go online, they are actually talking about doing a Star Wars The Last Jedi remake. If you think I'm lying, you can look it up. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, they don't know because Star Wars is doing very, very, very bad, and Disney is not happy. There have been rumors that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get replaced. There are rumors that I've been hearing that it's a lot of things going on. So, I mean, I just want to know a feasible or like something that's practical that fans can really consume as being a repair for Star Wars. Now, I think the reason why, in my behalf, why I think Solo: A Star Wars Story and Rogue One were so wonderful because it harkens back to classic Star Wars, and I love classic Star Wars. And hold on one second. Tiffany Jorgensen says, I thought Rey had so much potential to be among the favorites, but they totally screwed that up by fast-tracking her progress as well as overshadowing her with bad writing. I agree. Because she doesn't resonate as a hero. The reason why you love Luke Skywalker, and this is me, you know, talking, I'll let you guys take the floor in a second. The reason why she doesn't resonate as a hero because she automatically is a Jedi. There is no struggle. She automatically knows how to wield a lightsaber. She automatically knows how to beat everybody. She automatically knows how to use the Force. Whereas when you look at Luke Skywalker, it was a story of progression. And when you essentially look at it, it was a story of loss. He lost a lot. He lost friends, family members. When you think about it, everybody he was meeting, even when you read the books and like the Dark Horse comics, everybody he was meeting was dying or like he was losing them. He lost his hand. Then after that, he had to find out that his father was the one who pretty much, his father was the one who just whacked his hand off, you know? So there's so many different venues as to why people love Luke Skywalker. Both, and to me, go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
But the original movies as well, including the prequels. Even though I never understood why many people hate the prequels, I still love the hell out of the prequels. Or I really love the prequels as well, original. But when many people don't realize about Star Wars, it's actually a soap opera movie.
Exactly.
Because this is what Disney did with The Force Awakens and Last Jedi. I'm going to put that with Force Awakens. Like you have all this, let us say you give this like tool to, like, J.J. Abrams is a good director. Don't get me wrong. He's not terrible or anything.
I agree. I love J.J. Abrams' work. But
it's like you give him all this tool and it's like, but you also have to put a story to it. It doesn't just have to put spaceship and lightsabers and all that stuff. You also have to have good characters and good story. That's what makes Star Wars great, not just spaceship, because it's like what I saw George Lucas did an interview or like a documentary. I can't remember what it was, but and that was so true because when Star Wars became a hit, everybody else tried to do that space thing and it flopped.
Right.
Like an example.
Your sound was breaking up a little bit.
Why, can you hear me?
Your sound was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay. But yeah, what I was going to say at the end was that when George Lucas made Star Wars, right, everybody else tried to do space movies, right?
Right.
But they flopped because they failed because it was like Star Wars had good story and good characters, and people like it's more to it than just spaceship, and that's a direct quote from George Lucas as well, and that's totally agree with him.
I agree. Because see, here's the thing. You know what? I'm just going to talk about the elephant in the room. Okay, we just going to get this out the way. You do not need to put your personal, political, social, and if you ask me, sexual agendas and narratives in these films. It's not needed.
Yeah.
It's not needed. It's not needed. I don't need to know that and I understand right now the girl power movement is the trend. I get it. All right. Which is the reason why that I just went to go see, and not to deviate from the subject at hand, I went to go see what was that? The Incredibles 2. And I did not like it. I did not like it. But see, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why I did not like it, because I felt as though like they're pushing that female narrative that is unnecessary. Whereas though with like the first Incredibles, it was all about the family. You enjoyed it for the family aspect. That honestly, the first Incredibles, I enjoyed what was his name? Dash and the father, and I enjoyed everybody, even Elastigirl. I loved them all. Whereas though this one, it was pretty much, in my opinion, I felt as though it was pretty much saying like, oh, men are stupid, men can't do this, they tear up everything. So even if you leave them home, they still fuck shit up.
No, Mr. Incredible tears up shit, not Frozone.
Yeah, but at the same token, I mean, look at the message that they were sending was blatant and apparent. And with this, you're catching this in every Star Wars film, which is though I don't need to know, like they're over sexualizing it. They're putting their own little personal agendas, their own little personal views, so on and so forth in Star Wars films. Where essentially with Star Wars films, all you need to do is tell a good story of good versus evil. That's it. That's it.
But also, sorry to interrupt you, man, but like also they had plenty of original canon female characters to actually make movies about, like Mary Jade, Dark Talon, like one of many examples, basically. Even Bastila, but that's from the Knights of the Old Republic series. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you make movies about those characters as well, like expanding the universe and those, because they were already good characters. But also, I know what you mean about when you see that, yeah, like that girl power thing, right? Like many think that's a new thing. It's always been old. Like look at Metroid, for example, like the Metroid series, the Nintendo
Right.
Metroid, right?
Right.
Perfect example. You can make a strong female character there. Doesn't have to put the gender or anything. Like they did it perfectly. The same goes with the old Star Wars as well as the previous Star Wars. Like Princess Leia was a strong female character in New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Padme was strong, but she was like political, but still strong woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And you know, the thing that get me is that people say, oh, Princess Leia wasn't a strong character. She was always being rescued. No, she wasn't. If you look, she was the one who initially started everything that set everything off in Star Wars. And she was boots on the ground with them all the time. And if you watch the movies, she shot more people than anybody else. I'm trying to tell you, Princess Leia was always blasting somebody.
Oh yeah, not only that, but just strangling Hutts too, Jabba the Hutt.
Right, right. I never took Princess Leia as being like a weak character within the series or anything like that. So by them saying they needed more like strong female characters, I've always loved Princess Leia. I've always thought she was awesome. I like to me, you ask me, I used to like the way her character was portrayed. To me, it felt as though she was more like and I know this may sound a little, I don't know, I'm gonna just say it. She always came off to me as like a strong lesbian character. And because like in certain aspects, she would get down and dirty, or she was always fighting, and I never looked at her as like the damsel in distress or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
That's what many of these yeah, it's like you said, the elephant in the room. Like these social justice warriors. I don't know what to call it. I don't want to try to be political or anything, but yeah, it's been a lot of damage, and I think like Disney, like Lucasfilm, has been targeting, like focusing more on them than they have actually done with us hardcore Star Wars fans that actually grew up with this.
Right. I don't know. Like Tiffany Jorgensen says, fuck the Leia haters. I loved her way more than Padme. Yeah, everybody loved Princess Leia more than Padme. And nobody, I'm sorry to say, I don't know any Star Wars fan that looked at Princess Leia as like the damsel in distress. If anything, you have, when I was young, I jerked off to Princess Leia. I always thought she was the best of everything. She was a fighter. She could like get down and dirty. Plus she was hot. So, I mean, it was nothing about Princess Leia that just made me think like, oh, she was always what's her name? Whenever I played with my princess, when I was playing with my Star Wars action figures, Princess Leia, I always had her shooting somebody or whatever. You know, she would grab a blaster. I never. So when they were talking that bull or that crap about, oh, we need more female characters within the Star Wars story that are more relatable as heroes, I never looked at Princess Leia nothing more than one of the heroes. And see, what's also destroying Star Wars right now, in my opinion, is that you cannot get rid of the original core characters, or like you're pretty much getting rid of all the core characters in a very disheartening, uneventful way. Star Wars is a series loved by many, many people around the globe. If you're going to get rid of these characters, you have to do it in an eventful way, or at least like if you want to like bring forth some new heroes and new characters and stuff like that. Have these other ones make them bow out gracefully. Don't just do like you did with Skywalker in The Last Jedi, where you had him pretty much running around like a fucking buffoon on a planet and shit like that, sucking the titty of fucking monsters and shit like that. Then he drank the milk like he's a fucking weirdo, or he's the weird uncle and shit like that of the family and shit like that. It was crazy. It was crazy.
And also, if you really think about it, like, you know, Luke was also the character who I also believed was good in everybody, including Darth Vader, his father. In that scene where they're trying to kill Kylo Ren,
right?
It's like, wait, what? You trying to kill? What happened? Like, it's like Luke was more like that. He was always, he was basically always like, he was like mostly always that hopeful guy in the group. You know, from the good and the time, like from the good and the bad, like if the times are good or bad, basically. Like he will always like looking at the bright side of things to try to fix things up, no matter how tough it was. So for me to just see Luke try to kill one of his younglings because like, oh, maybe think he will turn to the dark side. That's just like you're basically destroying a character at this point. It's like, okay, so all this build up is just like that.
Your mic is cutting out a bit. I don't know. It's cutting out a bit, Darth. See if you can straighten it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you real clear. It was breaking up for a minute there. But getting back to what you were saying, like, I just don't understand. Fierce Play says you talking about the wrestler, and none of your business said Big Van Vader. Big Van Vader died the other day. But you know, I thought Big Van Vader, not to deviate from the subject, but I thought Big Van Vader had died already. Or was that was it Big Van Vader? No, I guess, yeah.
Big Van Vader? What?
The wrestler. He said Big Van Vader died. One of the
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the people in the chat, they said Big Van Vader died. I remember him as a wrestler. I mean, he's sue. I also remember, and again, we're gonna get back on the topic of Star Wars, but I remember Big Van Vader got at one time he got kicked out of the WWF for being too violent. I think it was. He was up there with what's his name? What's that guy's name? Brock Lesnar as being too violent. But getting back to Star Wars, I mean, and I understand how you feel about it, Darth Vader. I understand how you feel about it. But honestly, you have to look at it for what it is. I mean, you go online, you go everywhere. Star Wars is doing bad. The toy sales alone let you know, and I know you don't collect toys, but toy sales alone let you know that things are doing bad for your series. You know the reason why Marvel movies work and the reason why Star Wars movies don't, and they're both under the same veil of Disney, is because Marvel essentially takes what's in the books and they put it on screen. People love what they're familiar with. Now, when you go and you step outside the box and you try to recreate the wheel and so on and so forth, it's been psychologically proven that people love what they're familiar with. Not too many people love change, all right? But they will take change if it's feasible or if it's within the realm of what they know. You can slightly alter things and also keep the same fan base and the same continuity going. But this right here, Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, all of these guys have specifically said they do not care what the fans say. You go on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember you said that. That was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you go on Twitter, they disrespect the fans, they mock them, they talk shit to them, they pretty much tell them like, look, if you don't like him, you can go jerk yourselves. And sad to say, and I try to tell you, white people, which is mainly the majority of your fan base, white people will boycott your stuff. They will boycott your shit. And again, not to reiterate what I was talking about with the Solo film. The Solo film is a direct response to Lucasfilm, Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, and all of these motherfuckers totally disrespecting their fans. Plain and simple. Yep, when you change a character too much, it pisses off. And Fierce Play says, when you change a character too much, it pisses people off who love that character. Exactly. And none of your business, no, I'm reading the comments here, and he said none of your business says Star Wars isn't made for normal people anymore. And the sad part about it, in a way, I agree with him, because when you watch these Star Wars films, you don't feel like you're going on this big fantasy adventure. You're watching these Star Wars films, you're like, oh wait. So in other words, they're trying to speak about the such and such political such and such. Oh wait, they're talking about the social such and such and such. Oh wait, I see what you're doing right here. Like, honestly, a lot of people, and me, I love the Solo film. I loved it, but they did not like L3. Me, myself, I overlooked it because I understand.
Oh, yeah, L3 was ass.
Yeah, L3 was too much. L3 was too much. It was too much. It was too much.
I gotta say this about, like, that character, L3. Like, I actually, like, the character itself is okay, but I can totally see what they were trying with that, droid lives matter kind of thing. It's like, or droid rights. It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, why? That seems like a political message, basically, and that's because people go to these, not only Star Wars, but fantasy in general, when it comes to video games, books, comic books,
Right.
They escape reality for just a few hours or just for a little bit. They don't want to be reminded, like, yeah, like there are political issues in the world, and I can accept that. That's totally fine. But when people want to see, like, go to some fictional world for a little bit, like a movie or video or whatever, they don't need to put the reality into that fictional world.
Exactly.
For
People watch
example,
films, and I'm sorry, but people, as dark as Press M for Animal just said, people watch these films to get away from reality. And I'm not saying no, like, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, well, fanboy, or what they call us, man boys or something like that love Star Wars and stuff. You watch these films for essentially the good versus evil. Me myself, why I love Star Wars, because honestly, I was a big fan of martial arts films when I was growing up, and I was a big fan of sci-fi. To me, I felt as though growing up, Star Wars was like the perfect combination of World War II with samurais, or like sci-fi films with samurais and stuff like that.
Sorry to
It was
interrupt you.
everything you needed. You had sword wielding Jedis. These were pretty much your knights or like your samurais, whatever you wanted to, because they knew how to flip and jump and all that other stuff. Then you also had the sci-fi aspect and the magical aspect. It was everything you needed. It was everything you needed.
It was
I'm gonna have to
including.
mute my mic for like 5 minutes, all right, really quick. But I'm gonna.
Sure, go do your thing. Do your thing, Beta.
All right, thank you.
And so press M for Animal. None of your business says Star Wars. He says Star Wars isn't made for normal. Okay, I read that. He says, but none of your business also says, may as well let it go. It's for a new generation of people who need forced politics. And see, that's what I don't like to hear. Now we're losing Star Wars fans, or people that were like good Star Wars fans. They're seeing it. They're seeing it.
Yeah.
In it. And he also says right here, he says, that's what turned me away. Won't touch any more of these movies. So there. And that's what happens. You're losing fans left and right. You don't want these people to leave, because when these people leave, not only does the franchise, not only do you lose money, Lucasfilm and Disney, but also the fandom dies. The fans leave. Because there are a lot of people now that I used to talk to about Star Wars. They don't even want to talk to me about it anymore. They said, I gave up on Star Wars after Force Awakens. Well, I gave up on Star Wars after Last Jedi. Now, Force Awakens, a lot of people are like, they tolerated it, but the Last Jedi was the nail in the coffin. It was the nail in the coffin.
The only reason why the Force Awakens did very well was because basically it was like 10 years, so that's why he gave it a pass,
Right, exactly. And
then Rogue One came, it's like, oh shit, well, actually it could be good. So people was high hopes for Last Jedi, and Last Jedi was just like, yeah. Like most.
It's horrible. He also said, laughing out loud, World War II had samurai already. They flew planes into our ships. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I mean, it's at the point now, even like they're talking about remaking Star Wars and everything like that. And that lets you know things have gotten very, very, very bad for Star Wars. Disney is running around trying to figure out what to do. I mean, you got Kathleen Kennedy staying silent. You got Rian Johnson. He's up here like pretty much like, oh, well, they can't, from what I understand. And again, this is not, don't take this as a grain of salt. From what I'm understanding is that they're talking about canceling like some of the other future prospected Star Wars films now. As a matter of fact, I think there's an article I can pull up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's an article I can pull up of them.
I hear rumors they're going to make like a Boba Fett movie. I'm actually very skeptical of that one, to be honest, because Boba Fett is actually my second favorite.
Yes, I love Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, I love Boba Fett.
He's no good to me, Dad.
He's no good to me, Dad.
Aren't they making a Boba Fett movie?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, it's gonna be good though, because it's probably gonna show his origin story.
I just hope they don't fuck it up. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, so you know what? I'm going to share an article right here. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to share an article right here. You guys can continue talking. I'm going to try to share this article with you guys so you can see it.
No, but okay, but it's not Star Wars, but it's the same as Star Wars. Is that when you look at when they trying to target other audience, or should I say, who actually is not that hardcore fans, right? You look at, for example, I know people are gonna probably look at me weird and say, but it's kind of like a big issue. Fan service is also important. Look at Dead or Alive, for example. You know, the video game franchise, the fighting game.
Right.
They're gonna make sure, like, I'm think it's just demo. I hear rumors about they're not gonna have like like the ladies is not gonna be sexy anymore, basically, or it's no longer gonna be like that. Jiggle this is getting more. For example, that's one of the examples. They're gonna probably remove that, because I'm not like they say it's because of the evil tournaments. But
Yeah.
I also believe but I also, and I can understand that part, but I also believe it's also because of the social justice people.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So you know what? I'm going to share my screen right now, and I want you guys to see. Oh my goodness, what the hell?
Whoa, infinite!
Yeah, vortex real quick there. Okay. That was my new the bionic man on my ass. But yeah, I'm going to read this article right here. And it says, Star Wars anthology films put on hold. Report. Lucasfilm has suspended development on its current Star Wars anthology films. Citing unnamed sources at Lucasfilm, Collider reports that work on a rumored Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone film and director John Manglow's purported Boba Fett movie are among the planned films now on hold. Instead, it's reported Lucasfilm will focus on 2019 Star Wars Episode 9 and a planned trilogy to take place after that film. Collider unnamed sources cited Solo, a Star Wars story, relatively poor box office performance and lukewarm critical reception as factors that led to the decision. Solo grossed only $85 million in its opening domestic box office weekend, going to earn a domestic total of $192.8 million so far. 4 weeks into its release, Lucasfilm's only other anthology film so far, Rogue One, opened at $155 million domestic and went to gross $535 million in its domestic run. Numbers don't lie. According to the report, Rian Johnson recently greenlit Star Wars trilogy as not one of the canceled projects and is still in active development, as are potential series of films from Game of Thrones showrunner David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. The next Star Wars film, Episode 9, is due in theaters December 20th, 2019. So see, that alone lets you know stuff is bad. It's very bad.
Wait, Rian Johnson is still directing the some of the Star Wars movies now?
But from what I'm understanding, they were talking about that they're going to have like, he's going to get help. He's going to get help. They're rewriting everything. Everything's being like his original script that he had laid out is being scrapped, and like it's a lot of rumors floating around. It's a lot of rumors floating around with this scenario.
Yeah, like only rumors, basically. Yeah.
Right.
So. Yeah, but I think, like, I still think there is still hope for Star Wars. Like, when Rogue One did well, right? And that was a bunch of characters with diversity, right? And, you know, right. Like an example, that movie was amazing. I fucking love Rogue One. I loved almost every character in that movie, you know?
Yeah. Not to mention, you have none of your business also said that I like certain characters, but I don't watch movies for gender politics, etc. I want a story, not the director's ideals. Exactly. And that's what's killing Star Wars. You cannot put that's honestly, if I was Disney, I would go and look for the biggest fans of Star Wars and find the best directors and be like, look, I would get a team of at least like 100 fans, at least 100 hardcore fans, and have a sit down with them. I would pay them to have a sit down with them. What would you like to see in the next movie? And I would get some of the best directors out there. I said, you're going to have to sit at this table and listen to these fans. And it will all be by unanimous votes. I will have them sign a contract as a not anything that leaves this room, you will get sued or whatever the case may be. But I want these Star Wars films to go through the fucking roof. There's no way you're giving a brand like Star Wars and then tear it up. There's no way. It's easy to keep it going. It's nothing. You really, all you have to do is tell a good story of good versus evil. None of your business also says, I think Star Wars should go away cinematically for a few years. Wow.
Well,
Wow. You know
it's
what? But you know what? You know what? He has a
I
point.
can.
He has a point because right now, Star Wars needs to heal. Star Wars needs to fucking heal, bro. Because that's listen, you got to look at it since 27 to pretty much 2016. Well, yeah. When did Star Wars Battlefront come out? 2017, right?
But no, Battlefront 2 or Battlefront
2. When did Battlefront 2 come out? 2017.
Yeah, I believe in November or December in 2017. Yeah, because of the exceptional like the money making. It's basically about like Star Wars Casino, in my opinion.
Yeah, Star Wars has been having a downward spiral ever since the release of The Last Jedi. It's been having a downward spiral. The numbers don't lie. Rogue One did well because it was a good fucking movie. I went and saw Rogue One 3 times in the fucking movie theater. That's how much I enjoyed it. Solo: A Star Wars Story, I saw it 2 times. No, as a matter of fact, I saw Rogue One 4 times. I took my nephew and stuff to see it.
Oh yeah, I remember I saw once with my friend, my little brother, my big sister. I went once alone to watch Rogue One, so I watched it 4 times already. Rogue One, I mean, at the movie theater. But the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, I only watched like Force Awakens 3 times.
Right.
I remember the first time when I saw The Force Awakens, it was like, oh, this is a great movie. But that was because of, and I assume everybody was like this because, you know, it's been 10 years.
Right.
You would enjoy it, you know. But when I watched it the second time, it was like, yeah, there's a lot of problems with this. Especially
you know what? Honestly, when you get it on Blu-ray, when I watched Force Awakens and The Last Jedi on Blu-ray, I was like, oh, this shit is bad. This is bad. It looked horrible.
I saw
Force Awakens looked like it was made out of some cardboard cutout shit. It was just absolutely horrible. It was horrible. And I mean, like, you can really see how standard. And no, Star Wars has never been no big major. Well, I mean, the prequels were for that time. And no, the CGI hasn't held up well, you know, since but I still love the prequels. A lot of people don't like them. I love the prequels. I would take the prequels over this any day, over this new Star Wars stuff any day. I love them. A lot of people didn't like them. I love them. I love the Clone Wars. I love the Clone Wars. I love Revenge of the Sith. I mean, and again, you know, I loved it. But like none of your business in the comments here says release. What he said? He said release games, TV shows, maybe, but no films until the fallout clears. I agree. They need to scrap everything and go back to basics. They need to let this die out for a while. This is because like they need to do damage control. He's right. He's absolutely right. None of your business is absolutely right. They need to do damage control. He said Star Wars comics filled with gender nonsense. The brand is now a shill. It should be put to rest. It should be rest.
Wait. Can I just interrupt?
He said he also said since they closed Lucas Game Studios, even the games aren't as good. Lots of goof sounding canceled games. Darth Maul, Solo, Bounty Hunter, all canceled. The brand is just damaged. He's right. That's what I'm saying. And it's not, when I speak about Star Wars, I'm not just talking about the movies itself. I'm talking about the brand. The gaming scene is fucked up. The brand itself, the movies, everything is just bad. Everything is just messed up. We need to go, everything, it just needs to be started all over again. Bro, things are messed up, but I don't see how they can fix it. I really don't. That's why I came to the channel here to ask anybody, what's a feasible or acceptable answer on how to fix this? I know there's some directors out there. I know there's some fans out there that can offer a reasonable solution to this Star Wars situation. It's horrible. I don't know. I don't see any feasible way, because then if you try to do the thing where like, oh, you have Luke Skywalker wake up, you have Han Solo wake up, and of course I know Harrison Ford doesn't want to do doesn't want to do Han Solo anymore. But you have him wake up, and it was all a dream or something like that. People are gonna be like, "Oh man, that's bullshit. I spent all my money and this, and the." I don't see how they can fix it. I
also want to I'm sorry to interrupt, man, but I also want to try to point out like the comic books as well, because I'm like, if it like you don't get any troubles if I just show some comic books on.
Not at all.
No, because if it's on legal, right? It's like, oh, somebody's.
No. Go ahead.
Because this is also a problem I have with the comic books of Star Wars, right? Is that the art style, like I know, like for example, you know the Darth Vader one, the Marvel version one.
Right.
It's all right, but if you can see like the drawings here, like for example, I'm just gonna find one. Yeah, here's this guy. You know, the guy from you know that table who's concerned about the Death Star.
Right. Right.
If you can see like the drawing of the characters, like in my opinion, I don't like it at all. You know?
No, I agree. I agree. The art, because see, you know what? We're accustomed to that good artwork that we got from Dark Horse Comics.
Exactly.
And the Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that. All so you know what? You know what?
I just want to show the audience as well, like how the Dark Horse comic books, because I got the one here from the Dark Horse comic books as well.
Right.
Look here, for example, you see like it's more beautiful, in my opinion, when you see the facial expression compared to the one I showed previous. Like an example, like just like an example, like even the comic books are like
generic. The artwork is generic or poppy or like, you know, like the older, like the Dark Horse stuff, and it was gritty. The Dark Horse comics, the Dark Horse Star Wars series was gritty. It was violent. You saw blood. I mean, like, you know, you started finding out like some of them Jedis and like some of them, like it was a good storyline. And essentially they just need to follow the footsteps that Marvel does. You know what Marvel essentially does, like that, what most of the directors and writers and so on and so forth of Marvel do? And they're under the same veil. They're all Disney. They're all Disney. Do you know what they do? They essentially take one of the comic books, use the existing characters that they have licenses to, and put it up on the fucking screen. Yeah, they make their little alterations here and there, but they essentially put the shit up on the screen. And it works because people love what they're familiar with. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Stop trying to make it your way, make it your Star Wars, put your stamp on it and this, that, and the other. No, 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 no. That doesn't work. As you can see, it doesn't work. Give people what they want, expand upon the story in a more acceptable fashion, and you will make your money again, Disney. That's it. Lucasfilm, start giving the fans what they want. Star Wars is a series where you don't really have to alter that much. Just keep adding shit. Go to those old books. I understand you want to write your own canon and shit like that, but those old books, there are stories within those old books that will keep Star Wars running for centuries to come. Centuries.
Oh yeah, totally agree on that part.
Let's just say, Your Business said, the only Star Wars thing I enjoy is the samurai themed figures from Bandai. Good because it's free of all Disney and it's new hands. No, I agree. I've seen some of that new Star Wars stuff, like that samurai Darth Vader. They had oh my god, it was beautiful. Absolutely.
You're talking about this one. Oh no, these figures are amazing. I love these ones. yeah, these are one he's talking about, right? These Bandai samurai figures. Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. No, like these. No, like that's
yes. I love it. I love it. It is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. There's so many different ways. Yeah, None of Your Business has the Darth Maul one. That one is beautiful. The Darth Maul. I love the Darth Vader one too. But see, Star Wars, if they wanted to succeed, all they have to do is open up some of those books. Rian Johnson said it himself. He never really was a fan of Star Wars. He never read none of the content. He never was into the content. Why would you put someone that's not a fan, has nothing to do with the series, could care less or anything like that, in charge of a multi-billion-dollar series, multi-million-dollar brand or franchise? It makes no sense.
Exactly.
And see me, I fault Disney for this. Once you saw they were fucking up shit, the minute I saw all the backlash coming from this, I'd have fired everybody and started up with a new fucking crew. I'm like, no, y'all not gonna fuck up my money. Y'all not gonna tear up my brand. What did they pay George Lucas? 4.5 billion or 6 point something billion for the Star Wars franchise?
4.5 billion, I believe that was.
Yeah, 4.5 billion. And it's not, they're not making their money back like they're supposed to. Their first movie, it shouldn't be on a decline. There's no time in like since I've been alive There has been no time or no era since I've been alive when a Star Wars movie on its release has done worse than other films released during that time. None. Do you remember how people, well, you were probably a child at the time, but at that time, I was like in my 20s, like my late teens, 20s. Do you remember when what was that? When the prequels were released?
Yeah,
there were people standing outside for days for Star Wars films. They were standing outside for days trying to see these films. It shut everything down. Traffic jams, everything.
I remember that part. Yeah, I remember. I was not in the line, but I remember hearing that stuff from news and advertisement and all that around because I was just 9 or 8 years old when the Phantom Menace came out, basically. So I remember there was a lot of talk and advertisement and people basically in the news that I saw before the internet. You know, in the news, people were standing in line for this. So I remember some articles about that.
Mouse Type has just said if they went back to less child-friendly and gender-based, maybe they could make a comeback. But they need to start ass kissing and apologizing for allowing people who dislike Star Wars the way that they did. I agree. I completely agree. There is no way, even as a business, I don't understand. I've never seen anything like this. I had an online toy store for well over 7-8 years, right? And whenever my customers were displeased or they were upset, I had to pretty much kiss their ass.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
No problem, Bader. No problem. No problem. We're glad to have you back. But yeah, I had
to watch my mom's car.
Oh, I hear that. Duty calls, duty first, brother. Mouse Type just said they openly said they did to be in charge of production. I think she mistyped that, but she did that to be in charge. I guess she was saying they did that to be in charge of production, but there's no way. As a businessman myself, I understand how business goes. You're essentially, and sad to say, you're an indentured servant to your customers. You have to kiss their ass if you want to make their money. You don't just take their money and then start talking shit to them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get that. No, but also, you guys were saying that, like, everything is bad. What about, like, the Rebels TV show? That was good.
Now, you know what? Hear me out. Now, Darth, I understand what you're about to say about this one because me and Darth have discussed this numerous times. The Rebel TV show, whether you put it out, when I really sat down, because initially what turned me off from the Rebel TV show was the animation style. Everybody looked like they was made out of wood or some shit like that. The only Star Wars animated TV show that I did like was the Clone Wars, the one that was done by Genndy Tartakovsky. I don't know if anybody remembers that when it was on Cartoon Network, but the Star Wars.
I remember that. Yeah.
It was actually by the guy in Powerpuff.
Yeah, we're talking about these ones, right?
Yeah. The what was it? I was about to say the Star Wars Rebels. I actually watched it. Dark. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. When you get past
they brought back Maul.
Yeah.
But no,
yes, that's the one. If you listen, Darth Vader, if you have never watched that one, watch that one that Darth just put up. Darth, show it again.
Oh, yeah, talking about.
Yeah, the animated series. That one was good. That one was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Yeah, it even showed how General Grievous ended up breathing fucked up like that because what's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Mace Windu. Because Mace Windu, from what I understand, the force and push it back out. Mace Windu did a force clutch on his ass and fucked up his chest.
Yeah, but also the thing is, the other, like, the cartoon series that's better than that is just the Clone Wars. Like the one that came out after that, because it explains so much. And then Rebels is kind of like that, not exactly as good, obviously, but it had its really good moments. Like, it had those really, really good moments in there. Like Ahsoka versus Darth Vader and stuff. That was really good.
Right. I agree. I totally enjoyed what was that? I enjoyed Star Wars Rebels. So if you get a chance, Darth, because you know what, whether you know it or not, Star Wars Rebels harkens back to canon Star Wars. And again, you know,
yeah, it does.
Again, Vader, we may disagree, we may agree to disagree, but I understand what the writer was doing. And I forgot the writer of Star Wars Rebels. What was her name? It's a female that writes Star Wars Rebels. And
no, I think it's a guy.
Nah, I think it's a female that writes Star Wars Rebels.
Wait, then who's that guy? Does he create them or something? Because I'm pretty sure he's the director of it or something.
Right.
He always wears like a cowboy hat or something.
If I gotta say my opinion about the Clone Wars series, I'm talking about the 3D Clone Wars series and the Rebels series.
Right.
I actually like the Clone Wars, series, even though like you said, they look like wooden stuff, like they are made of wood and everything.
Right.
I actually enjoyed that series, to be honest. Like especially the story plot, they were focusing on different characters. Sometimes it was Obi-Wan, sometimes it was Anakin, sometimes it was Padme.
Yeah. Right.
That episode in Dark Maul. But Rebels, I never like this. I'm talking about the one TV show that Star Wars Rebels series. It's okay, but they're like these characters. What's the name of that blue hair guy? Ezra or something.
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra Bridger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like some of these Rebels characters, they are not that. The only reason why I watched the show again was like I watched it mostly because of the season of the Empire, but also they brought the Thrawn into the Rebel series, so like Admiral Thrawn. But
I like Thrawn.
He's fucking awesome. I love that guy.
I love it.
But yes, I actually like
Thrawn is amazing.
I actually like Thrawn in that series, but the series itself, like with the animation, like they have toned down because if you know the Clone Wars series, right? The 2D one and the 3D one, like they were like brutal, including the Clone Wars, the 3D one. Like,
yes.
But the Rebels one is very toned down, but very toned down.
But you know what? Hear me out, Darth. Not to interrupt you. There are, and Bader, you tell them. Some of those episodes, I don't think they were kid friendly at all, because some of them were violent.
No, they were not, but they were awesome.
They were violent. You gotta watch, like, because you know what? I made it past the first season, Darth, and it started getting dark as hell. It started getting dark. Star Wars Rebels started getting dark, bro.
Can I spoil something? Because I mean, it's been out for a while. I don't know if everyone's seen it.
Just gonna say this, and then I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just gonna say this. I've seen the first season, and I know that one episode where those Imperial officer fucks up a lot, and that it was them. That was dark. I admit that. I'm just saying it's more toned down compared to the Clone Wars series. Like when it comes to violence, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but is it alright if I say something? Like, does it matter if it spoils it? I mean, it's been out for a while.
No. By all means, speak your mind. Speak your mind. I love having these conversations about Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
You would expect, since it's a kids' TV show, all 5 of the main characters would never die, right? Nothing bad would happen.
Right.
Kanan Jarrus, like the Jedi, died. He freaking died.
No, Darth. Darth. Believe me when
Ezra, I think, sacrificed himself or something.
Yeah.
Almost.
Darth, when you get a chance, give it a try. Trust me when I tell you. Star Wars Rebels, because at first I remember we were talking about it on Xbox, and I was like, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But when I really went, I made it past the first season. The first season is a little bit of a slow burn, or it's like
it was. No, I understand that. That was
it was a little bit poppy, but then after the first season, it got dark. I'm talking about Empire Strikes Back dark.
Okay, I'm gonna try to give it a chance. I only seen some few clips here and there. I know there was one thing I was very disappointed. What was that one Death Trooper who had a very British accent? It's like we did help. It's like what happened with that.
Trust me when I tell you, Darth. You got to get Star Wars Rebels. Now, see, the writers of Star Wars Rebels, they should have. I'm sorry if it's working and it's doing well. I would come to that writer and be like, look. You see how well this cartoon is doing? I want this movie. You're going to have to bump it up a notch. I want this movie to do the same thing Star Wars Rebels is doing. Plain and simple.
I'll give it a chance. I'll give it another chance.
Yeah, Darth, make it past the first season, because that's what I did. I'm a Star Wars fan. Look past the animation style. Look past the wooden looking people, and make it to second season. Shit got dark. It got real messed up. It got dark, bro.
seen the entire Clone Wars series, almost done with the Clone Wars series, the 3D one, and I've seen the first season of Rebels. But after that, I've just seen some clips here and there on YouTube on Rebels. So that's it, basically.
Yeah, none of your business. But Dirge was a dope character from the old cartoon. Just worms inside of armor. Yeah, Dirge was awesome. Remember Dirge from the Clone Wars cartoon, Darth?
Oh yeah.
Dirge was the business. Dirge was that business. Didn't he have like a lance? Didn't he have like a lance and he was like on a speeder bike or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, is it that weird like morphing dude?
Yeah.
I died.
Well, Anakin Skywalker in the comic books because he can regenerate.
He died.
Yeah.
No, he didn't die.
He died.
Because in the comic book, like in the storyline, like he have the power. Like Obi-Wan thought he killed him, but the thing about Dirk, he can actually regenerate. Like he doesn't care if he loses a limb or two. He can always regenerate him, no matter how many pieces he actually cut him. Because in the comic book, in the original canon, Anakin Skywalker launched him in the space pod, right, into the sun. That's how he got killed.
Mm.
Oh well, he's not canon anymore. Bye bye.
Well, he's canon.
He's not canon.
Yeah, but I'm like if you ask me, they're overcomplicating. They're overcomplicating on what to do with Star Wars. All you have to do with Star Wars is just take the stuff from the books and put it up on the screen. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, but those books have so much random crap in them sometimes. It just does not make sense. That's why I like this canon, because it sets a story.
But yeah, when you hear me out, some of those books will see again. You have to understand, all of those books were not canon. Some of those books were standalone stories. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, like with this right here, you have to be careful with what you put out as canon against another canon. Mm-hmm. So like the Last Jedi. All right, perfect example. Then what happened to the Knights of Ren? What happened to them from Force Awakens? Remember?
They died.
Yeah, but they didn't give you any information. Nobody knew, so on and so forth. Not to mention.
Wait, are the Knights of Ren the Royal Guards?
Yeah. What like where were they?
Yeah.
Where were they?
No, they messed up a lot. Like, I'll say that, but I still like the movie. Like, they should not have killed Snoke. They should not have made Luke a hermit, and they should have given more backstory behind those guards, because who knows if there are even more.
Right. There was so many different ways you could have taken that movie. There's so many different. To me, it just felt as though, like, I don't know. I felt like I was watching something off the Sci-Fi Channel. It was very basic. It was boring. It made no sense. It was like it was. All right, perfect example.
No, you want to know what flipped it around?
I actually felt like when I saw the last.
I'm listening. What flipped it around?
Okay.
Oh. What flipped it around was after Snoke, when Kylo Ren became Darth Vader pretty much and fucked shit up. When he force choked General, what's his face? I can't believe I forgot his name. I just knew it like not too long ago. General what's his name?
Ginger Hitler.
Not Hitler, non. Did you just say Hitler?
Hitler.
That's what I like to call him, though.
He's a General Hitler.
I forgot. It's bothering me. I forgot, dude.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, too. You got to look at all of these characters. None of these, like, all right. When you look at the original cast of Star Wars, and no, I'm not trying to relive my past or anything like that. Even though when I watched the Star Wars film and when I watched Rogue One, I felt like I was.
That was good.
But you have to make memorable characters. Han Solo, memorable character. Luke Skywalker, memorable character. Princess Leia, memorable character. Darth Vader, the main villain, memorable character. When you look at other sci-fi films, they followed a formula that Star Wars put out there. Almost every series that came out during the 70s, every animated or sci-fi series, pretty much every sci-fi series that came out during the 70s, 80s, and even well into the 90s mimic Star Wars storyline or Star Wars foundation as a staple. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas though you had Darth Vader, when he came on the scene, even as a child, you had people that don't even watch Star Wars that know about Darth Vader. You mentioned Darth Vader, you automatically think of this menacing, overpowering, powerful, like villain. You know what I mean? Whereas though when you look at what's his name? Kylo Ren, you're like, oh my God, he's an emo guy, tearing up shit. He got a fucking attitude all the fucking time. He can't control himself. Darth Vader was in control at all times. He was that dude. When he came on the screen, motherfuckers got quiet. Shit shut down.
Not only that, but when the officer fucked up, they knew they fucked up.
Exactly.
It was
exactly. When they saw
they were just get a warning. They were just maybe lucky to just get a force choke warning, but that's about it. Like, you know.
Yeah. I like, what was that? What was that one? Like he said, and Rogue One, he said, don't choke on your aspirations. Don't choke on your aspirations.
So I'm still in. Be careful to. Wait a sec. Be careful to not choke on your aspiration, director.
And I mean, to show you, look. Here's the difference. When I went to the movie theater and saw Rogue One, right? And when Darth Vader appeared, the movie theater went nuts. People lost their mind. They lost their mind in there. When they saw Darth Vader going through, and when he showed up, it was over. When I was in the movie theater and I saw Last Jedi and Kylo Ren showed up, they was like, oh boy, people were just like mumbling, looking on their phones and stuff like that. He's not a menacing enough character. He doesn't have that poise or that certain ominous fucking, how can I say, like the ominous fucking.
He's not the villain. Like the badass villain.
No, he's not. He's not a powerful villain. He doesn't come across as like this. How can I say?
But what killed Kylo Ren for me was also like, when he got like all angry, destroying the computer like an angry child. But also,
you just looked at him as like a jerk off. You didn't even look at him like a menacing villain.
He was only menacing in the beginning of the movie. That was when he was like a little bit when he did that stop that blaster. It was like, oh shit, he can be powerful. But when he captured Rey and he was like, take off that silly mask. Okay, it's like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Like what? Come on.
No, I'm nothing against the actors at all. I'm nothing against the actors, but the characters was just terrible.
They were horrible. They were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. Hold on, I gotta add Vader back. I think he got disconnected. Yeah, man, he's not a good villain. He doesn't have that ominous fucking like brooding fucking like fearful.
Sorry.
He doesn't make you feel like you're really like in the presence of power when you when you see Kylo Ren on screen. I don't like him. I feel as though he's just this bratty child who's just pissed off, who can't get his way, real emo and just losing his mind all the time. I'm like, come on, bro. Yeah, exactly. Mouse type in the comment said no imagination at all. No imagination at all. Yeah, none of your business said Kylo is a soy boy. Exactly. And then too, I found it weird that when in Last Jedi, there was a scene where they just stopped and they showed Kylo Ren with his shirt off. Like, what was the reason behind that? I don't get it. I just didn't get it. Like, it felt awkward. Not saying, I mean, like, you look at the other Star Wars and stuff like that. When their clothes was ripped, it meant something. Like when Luke Skywalker had like the half-cut shirt on and stuff like that, you knew it was something that caused that to come on. He was just standing there with like no top on, and then they just panned in on him, and it just came across as like awkward or like sexual. You were like, What? Yeah, I don't know why he's doing like. Why are we looking at him like this? I don't understand.
When in the Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader like about to put this helmet on, like you only see the back of his head.
Exactly.
Build a mystery to the character. It's like, oh shit, like what is he? Is he actually a human being, or you build up to the character mystery? But Kylo Ren, yeah, like you said, with that shirt off, I felt like I was watching like a Twilight, like you know that vampire movie, Twilight episode or something like that.
I just didn't understand it. It was just so many awkward moments in there to where I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, because you know, like when I went to go see Last Jedi, the kids were sitting in there and stuff like that. And then when he's standing up there sweaty with his shirt off, the kids were like, just looking like,
I do him.
yeah, like, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't get it. Like, what led to this point to where like he had to just like they just gave him that little no shirt cameo? I didn't get it. Malstop put up there an evil Ewok. Evil Ewok.
You know what? The only good thing I will say about The Last Jedi, I know, and it's not even like big deal. There was only the porks, these birds. That's the only thing I liked about him. I'd rather watch the birds interact with each other instead of what happened in that movie.
You mean the porgs? You mean the
porgs? You know, these guys. What is it? Can you see?
Oh yeah, they also made that other droid BB9E like a big deal before the movie came out. He was in there for like 2 seconds.
I'll show you later.
Yeah, exactly. Like what happened? Oh yeah, you got life-size stormtroopers, Deadpool, a life-size Chewbacca.
Yeah, let me show you.
I think I would wake up with nightmares having that big ass Chewbacca.
A toy-sized PP.
Look at that. And there's a pork on his shoulder. There's the stormtrooper, and IGA is over there. I give you a room tour next time.
My goodness, how tall is that fucking thing? It looks taller than your window, bro.
It is taller than me. It's almost off the roof.
Oh my
I got it. I got it when they were doing it, like when they were trying to sell the Last Jedi Blu-ray and DVD.
Right.
So after the promotion, like, so I got
here. Take this.
Yeah. Take this. I could also have gotten one of these Red Guards at the. I didn't want that one, so I wanted the Chewbacca one. So, but also it's what I have space for here. That's the thing. So because K2SO is over there. If you want to, if you want, I can show him right now. If you want to.
Sure. Let's see him. Sure, I would love to see K2SO.
Let's go. Hello, welcome. This is the floor. I got a bunch of bags here. This is the figures. See all the ladies. And everyhow, him.
You know what? So essentially, I mean, I think we're going to wrap this up soon, but essentially, what do you think we can do? Oh, wow. Your Star Wars collection is serious.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I got Darth Vader here. You got, you see the ladies down below, and then you see upstairs the Star Wars one. And then we got the toys here. I got a bunch of figures. And then we got, yeah, then we got, yeah. So, yeah, I got enough. I can show you some of my.
I saw Cammy's butt.
Oh, you did? Yeah. There's many butts there. And you see, and you know what? I'm going to prove it to everybody while we're doing this stream. You know Poison from Street Fighter, Final Fight?
Right.
That's a female.
Poison is not a female. Poison is a male.
It's a female.
Poison is a male.
It's a female. You can see that. I don't see any strong hair.
Poison is a male that had work done.
Do you see any slang down there? I don't see any penis hanging around down there or any balls.
Yeah, he's still a male. Trust me. Poison is a male.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Hole is a hole, you know.
Hole is a hole is a hole. I mean, essentially, what do you think? I mean, I'm gonna ask you, Bader, because I mean, Bader, go on after we finish, go online and look and see the status of Star Wars right now. Really type look on YouTube, look online, and look at the status of Star Wars right now. I don't want to see Star Wars die out. I love Star Wars.
Not. I don't think it's going to.
Star Wars, but it's not at the pinnacle. It's not at the change. It's not at the pinnacle that it was before. Like when I was growing up, Star Wars stopped it all. Star Wars was like the sci-fi genre that was topping everything. Right now, it's just like it's like flicking out cards now. Also, too, I think like the oversaturation is what's killing it. I think the oversaturation of them trying where like certain movies are hitting, other movies aren't. Like, I don't know. I think they should divulge more on the classic Star Wars, or like as None Your Business stated, maybe they need to let it lie down for a while until and like do some TV shows and stuff like that till this stuff blows over. Because I understand what you're saying, Bader, in terms of like, yeah, we need a new canon, and like a lot of the stuff is it's pretty much like some of the old stuff didn't stick, but a lot of the old stuff was pretty much like, how can I say? It was what you would call standalone books. A lot of people don't understand that. Some of the stuff was standalone books. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also like the thing I also see a problem, I'm gonna just say this really quick, is they focus on a lot of the story, like the timeline in the Galactic Civil War area. They don't focus a lot during the Clone Wars era or the Old Republic area.
Oh my God. The Old Republic by itself could put them back on the map. Have you ever read any of the Old Republic books, Darth Vader?
I mean, I know the Old Republic. I haven't read them.
Yo, you should. You get a chance, you should check it out. It is absolutely amazing. I know it's it's not. And again, it's on the level of Star Wars Rebels. It's not for children. It's not for children. It's not for children at all. Whereas the reason what made me really get into Star Wars as a kid was Empire Strikes Back. Because if you ask me, Empire Strikes Back wasn't for children. That was a very dark film. That was a very dark sci-fi film in terms of like, you know, for it to be in the Star Wars genre.
Yeah, but just a thing, I just want to say, like, you can't, in my opinion, keep it the same. Like what they did, like you can't ask for it to be the same as when they made the films, like the first 3 films and stuff, because you need to keep up with change. Because there are competitors, and it's hard for change, like you said. But sometimes you have to suck it up because what can you do about it? You don't own the business. It's also like money talks. That's what runs the world.
Right. But with that being said, see, here's the thing. Star Wars fans are willing to accept change, but let it be good change. Me, myself, I love the fact that Han Solo died, and Han Solo was one of my favorite characters. I loved Han Solo. I love honestly, I love Star Wars for all the scumbags in it. I love Han Solo. I love the bounty hunters. I loved Dengar, Boba Fett, IG-88, Darth. I used to call Darth IG-88. I used to call Press M for Animal IG-88. You know what I'm saying? I love Bosk. I loved it for all the bad guys and all the scumbags in Star Wars. But what's getting me is that I don't mind change. I love change. I advocate change, but it's not feasible change. And the dollars are showing that it's not good change that they're doing. That's the thing. Believe me, Bader, I'm with change. Like, yeah, I mean, I know Luke Skywalker can't last forever. I know Han Solo and them can't. I'm not asking for that. But boom, you could have done it just like this. You could have made it pretty much done it to where as though like you just have maybe Han Solo stay at headquarters somewhere and be shooting, like pointing the rebels out like he's a general or some shit like that. Like they did Lando Calrissian towards the end. He became a captain. You know what I mean? Or like make Luke Skywalker where he's at a citadel somewhere training other Jedis and shit. And when he when he does come out, he's on some god tier shit.
Yeah, what the?
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't do that.
Exactly. They made him look like a babbling fucking idiot. Again, it's the same example like I gave in one other stream that I said.
Why would they kill Snoke? It does not make sense.
Exactly. Do you know the potential that you could have had with Snoke? Yeah, you could have created a whole new faction of enemies just with Snoke alone.
But I guess we can give him one more chance for episode 9. Who knows? Because I did not expect Leia to live, and we did not. I'm sure you did not expect that either.
Exactly.
But you know what? Even if they do make an episode 9, like I don't think it's gonna build up to that hype because the Force Awakens to the Last Jedi, they got
the
this.
damage has already been done. I really think the damage has already been done. Honestly, again, Bader, you know, who knows? They could probably come through because Disney is really sitting. They said Disney is sitting down at the table. They're talking about doing a Last Jedi remake. They gotta fix this shit because they're starting to bleed money. Solo
really?
money, yeah, no.
Damn.
Even they're talking. I'm talking about the franchise. Not Disney is just losing money. No, they'll never lose money. Their money is in it. They're locked in. They're locked in. But they're talking about the Star Wars franchise is bleeding money for them. It's not making them back the money they expected it. And there's no way that it shouldn't be making that money back because Star Wars is a brand that you don't have to put much into to keep it flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what a lot of the fans are people who want to assume what's going to happen next. And what I like to do is to learn. Like, that's why I liked the Last Jedi, because it had like a lot of twists and add new stuff to canon. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is so stupid. Although obviously there were some stupid stuff, but I'm not going to freak out about it. But what I like is like when Rebels, when they add new stuff to like the canon, bad or not, I just like to see where they're going, what big changes that they can make where you don't see it coming and stuff, you know?
Yes, and I'm with that. But it has to be practical. It has to be understandable. You have to understand essentially, and I understand what you're saying, Bader. Believe me, I am one for change. Like when Superman died in the comic books, I loved it. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I loved it. When Han Solo got killed, I loved it. And Han Solo is my favorite character. Believe me when I tell you, I got tons of Han Solo and Star Wars figures and shit like that. I love Han Solo. Love him. But when all things must come to an end. But the way I don't mind change. I want change. And None of Your Business says, no, Mouse Type said, this new Star Wars reminds me of the Saw movies now. They keep pumping them out for absolutely nothing. Exactly. And None of Your Business says change isn't good all of the time. But again, I have to differ with you on that. I have to differ with you on that, Nunya. I like change. I like to see things change. But at the same token, make it understandable, make it feasible change. You understand what I'm saying? Perfect example. Here's an example of change gone wrong. All right. When they I'm a big fan of Transformers, right? I grew up with Transformers. Transformers the movie, the 1986 one, although it was fantastic, it was wonderful, it was well drawn, it was adult theme, it was the nail in the coffin. It was the beginning of the end of Transformers as a whole. You know why? Because you essentially got you got rid of all your main protagonists for the sake of making money.
They all died.
They all died. What happened to Transformers after that? They brought another season out, which I think was season 3 or 4 with Galvatron and everything like that. And although I love the change that had happened, a lot of the kids did not. Everybody wanted Optimus Prime. You have to understand the character and the way they built up to Optimus Prime. A lot of kids looked at him as kind of like a father figure in certain aspects because he had the nice deep voice. He was always rational and logical. He cared about his other Autobots, so on and so forth. Fast forward to the new generation that they had brought in with Rodimus Prime and Galvatron and all of them, it didn't work because the kids could not relate to them, and people love what they're familiar with. And the reason,
if I'm not mistaken, did keep some of them because if I'm not mistaken, I know that next generation of the Transformers, they still have Soundwave around and some other.
But they shoved them to the back. Let me read some of these comments right here. It says, Mouse Type, it is failing due to the fact that they refuse to stick to the original scripts and comics. Exactly. And that's somebody that's in the comments that said that. That's the reason why Star Wars is failing. Believe me, I tell you, the reason why Marvel movies make a hit, and it's at the point now, Marvel's dick is so big that they can pull out anything, and it's so big they can pull out anything, and everybody will fall out over it. That's because they've already established the brand as a hit. They took what they know, they took what people know, and they put it up on the screen. They didn't make too many alterations or anything like that, but they put what people know up on the screen. And you have hardcore Marvel fans like myself, that tolerate and accept what they're doing because they essentially don't shy away from too much what his core elements are.
I love this comment. I'd rather watch new rather than none of your business. I'd rather watch a movie than
Tough, your mic is picking up echo.
I can actually agree on that part.
Yeah, see, perfect example of how when you change the core elements of a character, or you just totally strip away what is known about that person and then try to make the audience or the fans that consume the regular material, and it fails. Perfect example. Indie comments here. Mouse type put Bumblebee is a freaking Camaro. All right. Bumblebee was never a Camaro. He was never a Camaro. And again, I accept change. I accept change. I accept change. Yes, I know. They're trying to do damage control. Well, Michael, I don't know who's trying to do this because they're trying to clean up this Michael Bay shit. And we're not going to stray away from too much from Star Wars. But Michael Bay Transformers, I hate them. I hate Michael Bay for. I hate Bayformers. I hate Bayformers. I think they're the worst thing ever. They look like crappy Johnny 5 robots. I hate them.
No, come on, they don't look that bad.
You have to actually did a good job on the Turtles series one, like the Teenage Mutant Turtles movies.
Yeah.
Like not.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing that differs from me. That differs from me from other fans. I am always willing to give a person an opportunity to repair things or to fix things. Like, all right, we're going to get back to the subject because I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. Mouse type put really, and then None Your Business says Michael Bay made them all of junk sculptures. He said Michael Bay made all the Transformers of junk sculptures. None Your Business also put the kind you buy at a fair. Oh my God!
You don't have to attack it that hard.
So
it really
is what I'm talking about in terms of what was that? Giving a person a chance or giving a writer a chance, because I'm an avid reader. I'm a connoisseur of movies, films, indie films, so on and so forth. And I understand sometimes you can make mistakes. All right. So what I did was the first Ninja Turtles movie, which is giving you an example. The first Ninja Turtles movies that I watched of Michael Bay, I absolutely hated it because of the simple fact that since when are Ninja Turtles 9 feet fucking tall? All right.
Okay. Can I say something about
why the fuck? Second off, and again, I'm a Ninja Turtles purist. I've been around since Eastman and Laird. Back when I used to buy the comic books back when they were an independent comic, and you can actually still smell the ink on the pages and shit like that. Back when they were dealing with Scat magazine and shit like that. When it was done by Eastman and Laird and it was in black and white. Yes, that's a Ninja Turtles fan that I am. So when people be like, oh, you don't know anything, I know a lot about Ninja Turtles fan. I know a lot about sci-fi pop culture. So you can come to me if you want, and I'll give you some information that probably you don't even know. So getting back to Michael Bay and his TMNT to show you that I will give anybody a chance or give anybody a second chance, a la Star Wars, is that when he made the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I absolutely loved it. Because you know why? I loved it because he portrayed Bebop and Rocksteady very well. They were pretty much, I felt like I was watching an episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the cartoon. Even though I wasn't a big fan of the cartoon, but I loved Bebop and Rocksteady. And me, myself, I'm one of those individuals, when I do watch a cartoon series, I usually like it for the villains. I'm going to be honest with you. I usually like it for the villains.
I actually like the way it was with Krang, but I think they also should have given Shredder a little bit more of a screen.
I love the way Michael Bay did Krang. I love the way he did Bebop and Rocksteady, and I love the way he did Shredder. I absolutely loved it. And if you watch, he subtly, without saying it, he took the advice of fans. He took the advice of fans and shrunk those turtles down. They weren't like 9 and 10 feet tall anymore. They were around about this size, and some were shorter than people. Because Ninja Turtles are actually no taller than 5 feet.
Yeah, they're supposed to be ninjas.
They're not big.
They have to be ninjas.
Exactly. And you can tell like he took some of the jewelry and gaudy shit that he had on Autumn and shit like that, and pretty much like made him kind of like tried to like harken back to the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. But there really is no pleasing of everyone.
No, there's not. No, there's not. But you have to please your fan base if you want to make money. If you want to make money, you have to give your fans what you want, what they want. And again, Bader, believe me, I'm like you. I'm one of those ones that are willing to take change, that are willing to accept change. But if it's feasible, like me, a lot of people did not like the new Ghostbusters film. I absolutely loved it.
I did not.
I loved it.
I haven't tried to see it yet. I need to try to watch it.
I absolutely loved it. For one, the reason why I loved it because I used to follow the Ghostbusters books that came out. Like I think it was either IDW that did the Ghostbusters books, and if you watch this old cartoon called Ghostbusters Extreme, you saw that they would franchise off, and there would be sometimes female Ghostbusters, or male Ghostbusters, black Ghostbusters, Spanish Ghost, but it was all different kinds. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, you know, don't follow the lore. When I'm into something, I'm into it. That's why, like, when it came to Star Wars, after the movies was over, I started reading the books because I love Star Wars. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like G.I. Joe. I'm a savant or a connoisseur of many different forms and aspects and genres of pop culture and sci-fi, comic books, so on and so forth. I love it all. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to like when it comes to certain series, I'm willing to take change with it. But if it's believable, practical, understandable, and to where I can consume it, to where like, you know what, I'll tolerate that. But I mean, it gets to a point you still have to patronize, or you still have to understand your fan base or cater to your fan base, because when you don't, that's when everything goes down the shitter. And Star Wars, the current state that it is now, is the reason why Star Wars is doing so terribly bad right now. I have never seen Star Wars in my whole lifetime. My 40 plus years, have I ever seen Star Wars in the state that it is right now? I've never seen Star Wars in the state that it is right now. Let's read some of the comments right here. None of your business says Michael Bay. Okay, he says the kind that you all right. None of your business said fugly designs, bunch of corks and cogs, and giant roller skates. Mouse Type says they are also made of the turtles, ignorant and good. They also made one of the turtles ignorant and good. No names, laughing out loud. Mouse Type said they hood as fuck.
Name praising that trash movie. Damn.
Oh my God! None of your business says look at nerd praising, or look at Danae praising the trash movie. Which movie was trash? I liked the second Ninja Turtles movie. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new Ghostbusters film. A lot of people didn't.
Today the matches were really good. Germany beat Sweden, really good.
Oh shit! Germany beat.
You know what movie I would like? A new Spawn movie.
Oh man, did you hear what they're Jamie Foxx is supposed to be playing the new Spawn?
Yeah, I heard.
I saw that. It was like, you know,
I heard
now it's like the graphics are so bad, like the CGI and everything, but I still liked it. Like it wasn't bad.
No, I hated that old Spawn movie. I hated it. I never liked the old Spawn movie. Now the HBO animated series was the truth. I love the HBO animated series.
Saw it. I just because the character's like really cool. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that they're making him more or keeping him up.
Well, none of your business says Ghostbusters Extremes was awful. He also said wheelchair crippled Ghostbuster. Yeah, but I don't see anything wrong with that. Mouse put Ghostbusters changed all the time. Even the original cartoon had different teams according to the dimension they were in. Yup, I agree. None of your business says because that's who I want saving me. Gimpy cripples. Oh my God. None of your business says if I was a ghost, I'd just tip his ass over. Laughing out. That's messed up. But yeah, I mean, you know, so this is going to show you. If you guys can smash the like button on this, please share it wherever you want to. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't like, you know, getting back to what we were saying, Bader, I don't mind change. I don't mind change at all. But it has to be understandable or feasible or pretty much like tolerable change. Like it has to make sense.
They can't tell you that they don't want to do what the fans want. It just shows that they don't care about loyalty in their fans. So after this, like after everything that happened, after Solo comes out, they've been slightly getting the message. Now they got punched in the face about it, so they better fix that crap. So yeah, it's not right. It's not good for business. You have to show that you care for your customers.
You have to. Your customers, and see, you know, the thing is that you have people like you have people like Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, just calling us. They're calling us. Well, Kathleen Kennedy more so was calling us customers. Yeah, no, we've been around before they even thought about putting you on a project of Star Wars. We're fans. We love what we're watching. We love Star Wars. We don't want to see it go away. It actually has a reason why we're complaining now, or we're hurt, or like we're pretty much voicing our opinions because we don't want Star Wars to go away. We love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. There are, I mean, like, there are so many memorable moments that I have with Star Wars. I don't want to see it go away or go to the side or go like no. And again, like you said, Beta, it's not going to go away, but it's not going to hold the volume that Star Wars did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not going to have that same feeling like it used to be, basically, or that same spiritual feeling. You know, I would like to call it that, because like now Star Wars has become like it's just meh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's interested, because honestly, as much as I love Han Solo, nobody wanted to see this new solo film. I went and saw it because I love Star Wars and I don't want to see it go away. I'm that one person that feels as though maybe this one rock I throw might change things, or maybe this one rock I throw might kill this robot, even though I know it won't. You know what I'm saying? I went and supported it, and I actually enjoyed it. And I was pissed. Because if you watch one of the on the channel here, the last stream I had about Star Wars, I was pretty much like, yo, Star Wars, this, that, and the other. I never said I was going to boycott it, but I said, I'm going to go give them my fucking money and this, that, and the other, because this, that, and the other. And I actually went and saw it, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. People were cheering.
It was good. It was
really good. Solo, a Star Wars story, was good. I enjoyed it.
I saw it, it was even better than the first time.
Yes, I agree. I loved it. But because of the shit and the fans and the reaction and the way they treat their fans and everything like that, it did bad. Star Wars fans are primarily made up of Caucasian males. And Caucasians, one thing I can say about Caucasians, when they say they're going to boycott some shit, they ain't like the blacks, they ain't like the Spanish. No, they boycott the shit. They boycott the shit. You don't want to have mad, angry white fans. You don't. You don't want mad, angry white fans. You don't want mad, angry Caucasian customers, because they will stop buying from you. They're not like blacks. They're not like Spanish people. They're not like Chinese people or anything like that. See, Chinese people, they just won't do it.
Dude, you're so racist.
That's not racist. It's just calling it what it is. It's not racist.
So racist.
Black people, we still go and see. Even though we pissed, we'll still go support it. I mean, like, we'll still go do it. But like white people, they was like, you know what? We getting together, we boycotting it. And what did they do? They boycotted it. Solo ain't make no money. Solo, after the initial day, they ain't make no money. They are bleeding money from Solo. And I loved Solo. I came back after seeing that. I was happy as hell. I was like, I'm so happy I went and saw it.
If he were a bad actor, a lot of the scenes would have been cheesy, but in my opinion, they were not.
Yeah, I think Eric, what's his name? Eric Heinrich, that played Han Solo. I think he did a great job. But because of the last the reason why Solo did so bad is because of the backlash of The Last Jedi. It's the backlash of the fans that are pissed off. They're not happy. They're not happy at all. Yeah, they're not happy. They're pissed. They're angry. And I mean, like, they gotta. Lucasfilms has to find a way to fix this shit. They have to find a way to fix it.
They do. They really do.
They have to find a way to fix it. And again, you're willing, like you said, you're willing to tolerate a lot of the stuff that Lucasfilm has done, but everybody's not like you, Beta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're willing to and just like with me, everybody's not like me. Like I found Ghostbusters. I found the Ghostbusters film, the recent one. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. A lot of people like, I had friends like, how the fuck could you love it if you were, if you're a Ghostbusters fan and this, that. I said, I thought it was wonderful. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, dude, it's impossible to please everyone. It's impossible.
Yeah. Like, who is that? All right. In the comments here, and we're going to close after this. In the comments here, you have Mouse Type that just said, not everything can be about the transgender gay lesbian lifestyle. They destroyed the cult following by trying to fit in with the times. And I agree. You can't push that agenda. You can't push those social politics and those social those social feelings, those ideals into a franchise or into your series.
Star Wars, they're in a freaking different galaxy, like completely different. It should not be like based off of what we have in our lives.
Exactly. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. Secondly, I feel as though when it comes, all right, perfect example. As I hate to say this, and it saddens me to say this, Toys R Us is going out of business, or it's out of business now and everything. Right. And to show you how bad things are for Star Wars, they had some of this shit in there for 60 to 50% off. And people still weren't buying it. They're not buying it. There was never a time when I was a kid growing up where like Star Wars stuff pretty much was like a peg warmer. I mean, stuff that just came out was a peg warmer. It was never like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of kids that I talk to, like my family, but they're like not in the US, so it's like, I don't know, they don't really understand Star Wars that much, you know. But one of my cousins do. They have like a couple of toys here and there. Yeah,
but I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah. Exactly. Perfect example.
More kids know about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I'm reading one of the comments here, and he said the whole pansexual thing turned lots of people away. Exactly. Me, myself, and this is me coming from how can I say, an ethnic standpoint or racial standpoint. I feel as though it's a smack in the face. Yes, or a racial standpoint, not meaning I'm racist, but coming from a race, like, you know, from a racial standpoint. I feel as though it's a slap in the face that out of all the characters in the Star Wars universe, you choose Lando Calrissian, one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite black characters, to make him a pansexual. Out of it, you have a whole fucking universe. You could have made one of the aliens a pansexual.
I didn't really think about it like that. I just thought he liked to have sex with robots. And
yeah, but why why does the black man have to be over sexualized? Why does he have to be the sexual deviant? I don't know, dude. Why does he have to be the most hedonistic motherfucker that wants to fuck everything in the universe? He doesn't pretty much care what he's fucking as long as he's fucking.
I'm not gonna insult you, obviously. I don't mean this in any offense, but I feel like you're looking into it too much. Like, I did not think about that at all. Like, I just thought, okay.
Yeah, but why him? Why him? When there are stereotypes, listen, there are stereotypes out there that black men are over sexualized, that they're rapists, so on and so forth, and that they'll do this and do that. Exactly. So why pick him out of everybody? Why pick him out of everybody to make him a pansexual?
Because
I just thought it was a character thing, dude. I'm not gonna go that far into it, saying it's like
no, but see, maybe I am overthinking it, but I thought it was a slap in the face and it was a blow to masculinity and black manhood. I'm not bullshitting, and it pissed me off when he did that.
You know what? I agree with that part because I do not like when they because Lando is actually one of my favorite rebel characters. It's not number one, but it's one of my favorite ones, right? I did not like when it's like, oh yeah, I'm horny for everybody. It's like, I don't mind horny characters, but it's like you said, why pick him? Of all the characters, they should have just made an alien or a brand new character for that shit.
But what other?
But I also know that Lando is also like a lady man. I understand that part. He's a gentleman. Like, he's even trying to. He's like a very gentleman when he sees the ladies, and I can understand that part.
Yeah, but like, you got to understand, Lando was always looked at as just like a suave ladies man. Why the fuck when did he become this pansexual?
Because he's such a player,
including robots. It doesn't have to go that far. Plus, anyway, why would you incorporate something like that into a family film? Star Wars is essentially a family film. Why the hell are you incorporating shit like that? No kid needs to know that Lando Calrissian will fuck anything. Or fuck robots.
Because they want to say it's okay to like other genders now.
It's okay to fuck robots. It's nice. It works.
Go to Japan and you can buy some sex robots there, you know.
Fucking ridiculous.
It works. Ridiculous. Wink, wink.
But yeah, I understand what you mean, man. Like, I didn't know like what they did with like I said, I didn't like what they did with Lando in that movie. Like, he's into robots. But he can be like, I don't mind he's being flirty with the robot. That's one thing. But it's like being like, I want to have a relationship with it. It's like, for me, that's just stupid. What are you eating, by the way? I want to ask.
What am I eating?
Yeah.
Egg.
Oh.
Egg. Star Wars eggs.
Yeah. These are pork.
Straight from L3's booty, boy.
Pork eggs. These are pork eggs. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It was emasculation. Exactly. It was exactly. Everybody in the start, shit, you could have made one of the bounty hunters a fucking pansexual. It would have fit in even better. You follow what I'm saying?
They should have showed even better.
Yeah, make Bosk, because Bosk is a piece of shit.
No, don't make a Bosk have sex with robots.
No, make Bosk a pansexual. No,
Bosk is lizards. Boy.
You read Bosk is a piece of shit.
You know what? They need to make a like a female Bosk. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna draw that next time. Oh.
Stay away from Bosk, you weird fetish boy.
The weird fetish boy.
Don't judge my art.
Yeah, so look, none of your business, but he was originally referred as a ladies' man. Exactly. Because he tried to hit on Princess Leia, remember?
Bosk?
He tried to hit on Princess Leia. Exactly.
Did you say, wait, Bosk or Lando? Are we
Lando, not Bosk. Bosk would eat her ass. Bosk will eat your ass. No bullshit. He's an animal.
But he knows business, though. He's like a professional bounty hunter, though. But he also do have, like, this is a fun part. Like, did you, like, for people who didn't know, Bosk has his own dedicated, like, a room in his ship for torturing victims.
Yes. I love Bosk. Bosk is one of my favorites. I told you, all of the bounty. I like Star Wars for all the bad guys and the fucked up guys. The reason why what made
usually movies don't focus on them, and then Star Wars is so big, it involves them like equally, showing like all the scumbag stuff, like all the bounty hunters.
Right.
To do more Underworld, like weren't they gonna make an Underworld TV show or something, or are they going to?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to, even though they got these movies on hold and stuff like that, from what I heard. And it could change right now because, right now Disney is scrambling because they're bleeding money with the Star Wars genre. Well, I mean, the Star Wars franchise.
In Solo, they mentioned Bosk, and I forgot her name, that bounty hunter with, like, the cyborg eye, I think, or, like, the sniper rifle.
Right.
I like the references. Those are cool.
Right, exactly. There's so much, like, it's just, I just don't want to see one of my favorite series or franchises go out the door. I really don't, or lose its volume, or lose its, like the mass fan base and stuff, because you have a lot of fans, totally. And I mean, like,
my name is based, me and Darth's names are based off of Star Wars.
Exactly. And I have Star Wars toys for days. Yeah, I have Star Wars toys for
really
days.
Amazing Darth Maul lightsabers. That it came out before the Black Series or whatever. And
right.
Yeah, dude, I love those things.
No, the only thing that's going to sell about Star Wars now is, like, what I believe is like the popular Black Series figures and those very expensive statues we could have been on Bandai and these like collectibles. You know what I'm saying, for things, or what adults can afford. Basically, because let's be honest, like kids don't buy like that expensive toys. They mostly just buy like video games or phones, basically.
I just want, closing thoughts. I want Star Wars to be as wonderful to me I want Star Wars to be as wonderful to this new generation as it was for me. I don't like the way they separated fans. I don't like the way Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and all these guys are just pretty much treating us like crap. They're not listening to us or anything like that. And no, I don't want the same thing all over again. I'm not asking for another New Hope or anything like that. But make these characters, make these characters like, I don't know, just give them some density, like make them believable. I understand you're trying to fit in with the trends and everything like that, but there's a way you can give people stuff without giving it to them. There's a way you can appease the mass audience along with appeasing your fans. Marvel does it all the time. I don't have any problems with watching Marvel films. And no, I'm a big Marvel comic book reader. I'm talking about like going back to like Earth 616 Marvel. You know what I mean? But I mean, you don't. I just want Star Wars. I just want Star Wars to be great again. I know it sounds cliche and it sounds corny, but I want Star Wars great again. Because right now, regardless of what people say and the people that like think differently other than I, Star Wars is doing bad. Star Wars is doing very bad. It's not what it used to be. It doesn't hold the weight that it used to be. It doesn't have the meaning, the heart, the soul that it used to have.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like, nobody's buying the toys. The books are real. I mean, like, I get the books and everything like that. But I mean, like, nobody's following it. Like the classic Star Wars fans, they're not following it. Solo, a Star Wars story, is perfect example of how bad it's doing. There has never been a time when a Star Wars movie has done this bad. Never. So I mean,
it's like there's always, like, in my opinion, there can always be hope for something to be great again, though. Like yes, the situation that Star Wars is in now, it's really bad for Disney and for fans, but I still believe it could probably be great. Like I said, great again.
All right, so because you know what, I gotta prepare for another show in like another 2 hours. So in closing thoughts, what do you guys think we can? How do you think they can fix Star Wars? You first, M for Animal.
In my opinion, what they should do, like I said in the beginning of the video, is that they should like make, okay, they're trying to target like old and new fans, but to try to get back the old fans, just make like the original canon movies. Like, even if you have to call it like Star Wars: A Legend Story, something, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that will actually work. At least, like, even if it's not going to be canon, but at least, like, it's going to be original canon for the hardcore Star Wars fan, and show some respect for the fans too. For those who are ahead of Lucasfilm.
I agree. Bader, what do you think they can do to fix Star Wars? Because I mean, I agree a lot with what you're saying, Bader. I am always one of those individuals. I consider myself a free thinker. I don't just go on by what everybody's doing, what everybody's feeling. I actually got kicked out of a Star Wars group on Facebook because I came back and said Solo, a Star Wars story, was good. Oh, you were, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, it was fucking good. Oh, they kicked me out. You know what I mean?
It's messed up.
So what do you think, Bader? What do you think they can do with your closing thoughts? What do you think they could do to fix Star Wars? Or you don't feel as though it needs to be fixed at all?
They can slow down, listen to people. What I want to see personally, more lightsabers, more Jedi, more Sith, that stuff. It's much cooler, more interesting. They've been doing a lot of like soldier stories and stuff, or even just go to the Clone Wars. I want to see like like that Commando game. Like, what if they made a movie?
Yes.
Like watching clones and stuff with like their General Jedi. Like, they need to slow down, go back to like
the roots.
Yeah, they just need to show more movies to put more detail into other stuff like that was popular. Like the Clone Wars was so popular. Like, they just need to do that, in my opinion. Slow down.
I agree. I totally agree. So with that, I mean, I thank you so much for being co-host on the show. Press in for Animal. Anything you want to advertise or want to let the people know where they can reach you, they can see the art?
If people ever get time, check out my Deviant art. I make a lot of comic characters art, including some series art and some art. If people wanna look at some of my artworks on DeviantArt, it's the same username I'm using here. Press M for Animal. I'm also gonna try to make some videos on this YouTube channel, should I say, about retro, mostly like old school stuff, like retro games and nerd stuff, basically, like comic books. But mostly it's just gonna focus on old school games, that kind of genre. If people get time.
Okay.
But thank you for having me on the show.
No, thank you for being on this show. I mean, we really needed to do this. Bader, is there anything you want to advertise, where they can reach you, where they can find you, like what games you like playing, if you want to be contacted, whatever?
Nothing to plug right now. I guess, maybe if you want to see me, just watch this video again. Maybe future stuff with Danae. And I just want to say thank you again as well for letting me on this. It was pretty interesting, even though I wasn't here for the first half of it. but it was like good to see different perspectives. So.
Okay, I agree. Thank you again. Thank you guys so much. I wouldn't be able to do this show without you and Animal, without you, Darth. I wouldn't be able to do this show. I love the way we exchanged dialogue. I had fun. I got a different point of view, a different outlook on a lot of things, Bader. Because usually we sitting in the Xbox party and we arguing with each other like, oh no, and the Jedi, and the Jedi. But no. You made some valid points, Beta. And you know what, Beta? I think we should get together and write them on Twitter. Like, look, because what you just pointed out and what you pointed out, Animal, that could fix a lot of things. Also, what None Your Business said right here, just lay off for a bit, build up some good content, give people time to heal. Because right now, by them scrambling like this, everybody's just gonna look at as damage control. They'll be like, look, you're just trying to fix your shit. We don't want to be bothered. This, that, and the other. Thank you so much, Mouse Type. Thank you for Lynn fans. We greatly appreciate it. None your business. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. TNT Photon HQ is out, and we love you guys. We will see you next time. Take care.
Turn on that notification bell.
That's right. Hit the notification bell. Smash the bell.
Take a thumbs up.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.
Take care, folks.